नमस्कार, मैं उदय प्रताप सिंह। आप देख रहे हैं इंडिया न्यूज और न्यूज एक्स। वी आर इन कॉन्वर्सेशन टुडे विद द लीड स्टार ऑफ मिशन मजनू। जी हाँ, मिशन मजनू 2023 के सबसे पहली बड़ी रिलीज है और सिद्धार्थ मल्होत्रा आपको दिखेंगे इस बहुत ही अनोखे किरदार में। उसके बारे में बात करेंगे थोड़ी देर में, मगर पहले तो बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। वेलकम सिद्धार्थ टू न्यूज एक्स इन इंडिया।
थैंक यू सो मच।
Starting off 2023 with a bang,
Yeah.
with Mission Majnu. Thoughts on this role, on this character, इस बहुत ही अहम इतिहास के पन्ने के बारे में आप हमें थोड़ा सा बताएंगे।
जी, this is my first time with Netflix and we are coming with a very special film called Mission Majnu. It's based in 1970s about the politics between India and Pakistan and how our raw agency got information in those times by planting these secret cells, you would call it in today's language. And these are agents who would pretend and stay there, have double identities and get those very small vital information which would possibly change the course of politics between the two countries. I play one such agent who's an Indian agent living in Pakistan. And he chooses to be a tailor, a darzi in Pakistan in those times, and there is a reason why. It kind of helps him in his mission. And he's living a complete different, world, a double kind of life, and there are challenges that come about with that. And I love the fact that every scene is so layered because when the audience knows that I'm pretending, then even if I'm talking to you or any character, they know, yaar, acha. Yeah. He's not being himself. That lends itself to some very interesting scenes and some political points in the film that we realize that really happened. So yeah, I think they are heroes who cannot come in the forefront. They cannot even claim the missions because that's the part of their job. So this is my endeavor to portray such heroes who are literally fighting or performing, I would say, for the country to get those vital information.
Preparations क्या थे इस रोल के लिए, क्योंकि असल जिंदगी पे आधारित है और आप स्पाई का किरदार निभा रहे हैं। 1971 के आसपास बेस्ड है शायद ये, तो प्रेपरेशंस क्या रहे सिद्धार्थ?
जी, आई थिंक प्रेपरेशन में बहुत सारी चीज़ें हमने करी, चाहे वो बॉडी लैंग्वेज हो। मैंने तो क्लासेस भी ली दर्जी बनने की। उस ज़माने में जो मशीन थी वो बाय फुट चलती थी पीछे से, और आप जो टेलरिंग का काम था पूरा उसमें, जस्ट टू गेट द बॉडी लैंग्वेज, क्या क्या चीज़ें जो कि वो एक्चुअली असल ज़िंदगी में भी वो लोग भी सीखते हैं। अगर किसी भी एजेंट को किसी प्रोफेशन में जाना हो तो they train themselves so strongly that they should look genuine. और वही हमने किया ऑफ कैमरा। 1970s की रावलपिंडी की भाषा अलग है, थोड़ी पंजाबी उर्दू वैसा वाला मिक्स है। We worked on to getting that retro look. मैं खुद बच्चन साहब का बहुत बड़ा फ़ैन हूँ, तो मुझे मौके मिले उनकी फिल्मों से रेफरेंस निकालने के and to get the bell bottoms, those big collar shirts, जो कि मेरे लिए बहुत फ्रेश था बिकॉज पहली बार मैं उस ज़माने की पिक्चर कर रहा हूँ। But I think the prep was on every scene as to what layer to play on, because ये कैरेक्टर हर सीन में प्ले एक्ट करता है और ऑडियंस को पता है कि नाटक कर रहा है। तो कैसे वो इन्फॉर्मेशन निकालता है, कैसे वो अलग अलग कैरेक्टर्स को मिलकर हर सीन में कोशिश करता है कि कुछ उसको मिल जाए इस बात से कि वो एक क्लू मिले, कोई बातचीत मिले। सो लॉट ऑफ प्रेप हैपेंड, रिहर्सल हैपेंड ऑन द सुर एंड द टोन ऑफ द सीन। And then we had readings with Rashmika, she's there in the film, Kumudji, Sharib, all interesting actors around to play that. So I'm really eager for people to see those scenes.
लुक भी बहुत अलग है
जी, बिल्कुल 70s के लुक है, बाल लंबे, आपके साइड बर्न्स चाहे वो हो, because ये कैरेक्टर पाकिस्तान में बेस्ड है, there's a different आँखों में सूरमा थोड़ा सा, costumes, even the props. This is my first time riding a scooter in a film. So all, I think, fresh visuals with true story based content, and hopefully that will engage you and make you feel things.
भारत की क्रश का भी जिक्र किया आपने, रश्मिका, उनके साथ काम किया आपने, कैसा अनुभव था? How was she on set?
जी, बहुत अच्छा। आई थिंक डेफिनेटली वो हमेशा मुस्कुराते रहती हैं एंड उनकी जो एक फ्री फ्लोइंग एटीट्यूड है वो मुझे बहुत पसंद आया कि जब सेट पे आते हैं तो उनका कोई फिक्स तरीका नहीं है कि उनको सीन इस तरीके से करना है। I thought she was very open to suggestions. She was very open and free flowing on set, whether it's a director, whether it's me wanting to rehearse. And उससे वो set का माहौल बहुत comfortable हो जाता है. तो I think वो बहुत एक खास बात है उनकी. और होपफुली लोगों को उनका किरदार भी विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड है इस पिक्चर में. शी इज समवन हु कैन नॉट यू नो विजुअली आइडेंटिफाई माय कैरेक्टर. तो जब आप एक स्पाई प्ले कर रहे हो तो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग डायनामिक्स उससे बन जाती हैं कि क्या ये लव स्टोरी जेन्युइन है, क्या ये लव स्टोरी इसीलिए है पिक्चर में क्योंकि वो उनको उसको देख नहीं सकती. तो आई थिंक ये सारी चीज़ें बहुत ही फ्रेश सीन्स आते हैं इससे. और आप क्वेश्चन करते हैं कि भाई ये जो मजनू है मेरा किरदार किसको चुनेगा, अपने प्यार को या देश को.
जी, ये बड़ा एक्चुअली मैं जब सवाल पूछ रहा था आपसे तो मेरे मन में ये भी आया कि भारत के इस वक्त 2 क्रशेज हैं और दोनों के साथ आप काम कर चुके हैं. रश्मिका ऑफ कोर्स एंड कियारा अडवाणी. दीज आर द 2. बट नॉर्थ एंड साउथ एग्जैक्टली. मगर कियारा से याद आया शेरशाह. और शेरशाह में भी आपने बहुत ही अनोखा रोल निभाया था विच गॉट यू अ लॉट ऑफ लव एंड अप्रिसिएशन. अब भी ये एक ऐसा रोल है जिसके लिए उम्मीद यही करते हैं कि आपको लव एंड अप्रिसिएशन मिले. तो बहादुरी की प्रतीक बन चुके हैं सिद्धार्थ मल्होत्रा. बहादुरी का प्रतीक बन चुके हैं. अनसंग हीरोज एंड द रियल हीरोज ऑफ आवर नेशन आप पोर्ट्रे कर रहे हैं.
आई थिंक मेरे बैकग्राउंड से एक थोड़ी अट्रैक्शन है इस तरफ से. माई ग्रैंडफादर वाज फ्रॉम द आर्मी एंड आई हैव हर्ड स्टोरीज ऑफ माई फैमिली इन उस ज़माने में कि जब कोई सरहद पे जाता है. इंडो चाइना वॉर पे मेरे ग्रैंडफादर ने सर्विस करी थी और वो कहानियाँ सुनने को मिलती है कि आप उस टाइम पे न्यूज़ नहीं रेडियो पे लोग सुनते थे कि क्या हो रहा है, कौन से कोने में क्या हुआ. दूरदर्शन पे एक टेलीविज़न पे न्यूज़ आती थी. तो जो सैक्रिफाइसेस करने पड़ते हैं एक फैमिली को वो मैंने फर्स्ट हैंड एक्सपीरियंस किया है. अपनी फैमिली में कहानियाँ सुनी हैं. तो आई थिंक वो एक अट्रैक्शन रहता है कि यार इन हीरोज़ की कहानी अगर हम दर्शाएं एंटरटेनमेंट के साथ साथ एक जो इंस्पायरिंग फीलिंग, थोड़ा इमोशनल कि अरे यार लोग इतनी मेहनत करते हैं हमारे इस फ्रीडम के लिए. आई लाइक दैट एस्पेक्ट. तो यस, शेरशाह एक रियल लाइफ हीरो जो कि यूनिफॉर्म पहन के हमारे देश के लिए लड़े, कैप्टन विक्रम बत्रा. और मिशन मजनू एक इंस्पायर्ड बाय ट्रू इवेंट्स फिक्टिशियस किरदार है बट डेफिनेटली इससे मिलता जुलता रियल लाइफ में हुआ है. बिकॉज आप ऐसे मिशंस की डिटेल्स नहीं जान सकते आज भी. दीस आर सीक्रेट मिशंस दैट हैपन.
इसलिए मैं कह रहा था अनसंग हीरोज काफी रह जाते हैं जो जासूस होते हैं, स्पाइज होते हैं.
वो तो मतलब ना आप उनके नाम, ना हमारी एजेंसी उसको क्लेम कर सकती है, ना कभी उनकी डिटेल्स दे सकती हैं. शायद 50 साल बाद कुछ पता चले. बट आज हम तभी 50 साल पहले की पिक्चर कहानी बना रहे हैं क्योंकि हमारे पास थोड़ी मिलती जुलती कहानियां हैं उससे कि यार ये एक्चुअली हुआ था. और ये लोग बिल्कुल आई थिंक एक अलग किस्म के पैतरे यूज करते हैं. दे आर नॉट गोइंग आउट देयर गन्स ब्लेजिंग टू गेट इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड फाइट फॉर इट. I also feel in an interesting way they are the best performers because they're play acting somebody else in real life, and a mistake that they make might give them their real identity out, and which is so dangerous. So I think सबसे अच्छे performers are all the spies in our country who working for us.
Absolutely. और Netflix के साथ बहुत अच्छा मेल है क्योंकि ऐसे genres काम करते हैं OTT platforms पे और Netflix.
बिल्कुल. And Netflix की जो reach है, it's my first association with them. And I think we are bringing this content to people's homes. And I think lines have blurred as to how people consume content now. Everyone has a smartphone, everyone has an iPad or a television which is connected to Netflix. And we're hoping that we can, within the comfort of their homes, entertain them to go on this Mission Majnu ride.
Okay, now let's quickly talk briefly about 1 decade for you in the industry. So firstly, congratulations to you. You've completed a decade in films.
Thank you.
Decade in the movie business, 10 years. It just feels like yesterday. मुझे याद है मैंने cover किया था आपका Student of the Year का press conference जो दिल्ली में होता था. मैं भी शुरुआत कर रहा था.
Correct.
It was also early days for me.
I know.
But looking back now, Sidharth, क्या कुछ सीखा है, क्या कुछ बदला है आपकी जिंदगी में इन 10 सालों में? How's it been for you? How's the journey been?
I think there's so much to learn. I came in completely with no experience in this background of knowing how to deal with the film industry, say behind the camera also. There is so much to gauge as to first biggest toughest thing was how to say no, because you feel so obliged when people come and offering you a film and work. And it's an art form to not offend people and still say that I want to do something else. And then even in front of the camera, so much to learn of the dynamics that are there to make a good entertaining film. You know, what kind of producers and directors and stories you want to work with only come with experience, and the last decade have taught me that. Right at the end of this decade, Shershaah gave me that confidence of creative choices as well, because I was involved in various aspects of the film. But I'm equally hungry. I think it never goes away that you want to tell stories. You want to constantly try to tell a story in a different way. Make people feel. I think if you can watch some content and make them feel emotional or inspired or laugh or learn something, I think that's the endeavor. But yeah, also nothing succeeds like success. I think it's a very performance-based industry. It's not easy. I would say to maintain it also. A lot of hard work and blood and sweat that goes into keeping a quality of content available here. But I feel in the long run, the assessment of what I feel happy today also, if somebody remembers my second, third film, and if they remember a scene and a character, that is more fulfilling and satisfying, that actually they still remember the film. So I think that's how I gauge ki whatever I want to do now, today, starting from say Mission Majnu next year, hopefully it has that much quality in it that it will be remembered for decades to come. Because that is true value for an actor for any film and content. I mean, we've had so many experiences in the past with even superstars. Like I remember reading about Mr. Bachchan, and when Agnipath came up, it wasn't a box office success in that sense. But today, it's a great reference for one of his best works.
No doubt.
Andaz Apna Apna was not successful at that time. It's comedy cult today. So it's funny sometimes how art can change its perspective over the years, and hopefully I can be part and make stories that will be remembered. Yeah,
recall value of character is very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
For any actor.
Absolutely.
दिल्ली में आज हम बात कर रहे हैं. दिल्ली भी जब आते हैं तो एहसास होता है कि जिंदगी कितनी बदल गई, क्योंकि ये आपका होम टाउन था, यहीं से शुरुआत की थी आपने. अब आप वापस आते हैं तो आई एम श्योर द डायनामिक्स हैव चेंज. लोग आपको सेल्फीज के लिए मॉब करते हैं. यू कांट गो बैक टू दोस सेम प्लेसेस वेयर यू यूज्ड टू से 13-14 years ago. तो कैसा लगता है अब जब वापस आते हैं अपने शहर?
I mean, Delhi is my hometown. It always feels great. Mostly मैं घर पे ही होता हूँ to spend time with family, because वो मौका नहीं मिलता है. But definitely जब आप अपनी पुरानी markets में जाते हैं, दिल्ली की गलियों में जाते हैं, there's so many memories that come to my mind. Recently somebody met me that you must come to the Bhagat Singh campus. Apparently campus could change हुआ है. So I'm intrigued to see. Maybe I can drive past wearing a mask and see what all is happening there. But I think Delhi has its own charm. Delhi's also changed since I have left. A lot more, become interesting and spread out. And I think there's so many cool places now to, hang out, and it's become a great hub for a lot of different industries also. So yeah, I think it's great, and the world is getting smaller. So always happy to come back home.
No doubt. Okay, in these 10 years, quick questions. Biggest high for you?
Biggest high for me has to be the recent thing, getting all the love for Shershaah. Okay. Any low or any? Oh, for sure. I think every tough moments are when. I think tough moments are whenever you do back your film, or when you're, sometimes feel helpless that as an actor, I don't have that control over content of, say, how the film needs to be presented, or when is the release date, or whatever. Sometimes when you're trying to come with instincts, and sometimes the teams don't work in tandem. Those are tough points. Sometimes the media can make you feel like it's the end of the world, and they would have harsh comments. So I think it is a tough profession to please everyone. And it puts pressure on every content that you give out. Has to be above par excellence to keep people happy.
Any game-changing performance, game-changing film?
Lots. I think game-changing have happened from the beginning. I think post Student of the Year, Ek Villain was a game changer. Playing a new character in those times. Kapoor and Sons was another film that gave me love in a different avatar. Shershaah for sure in recent times. So I think it keeps coming. I think I have personally always tried to do different genres. None of my two posters look the same. So the attempt is to keep it exciting for me personally, and hopefully change the trend of people looking at actors in one particular slot. Of course, that core I'm the same person, but maybe have some similarities on my characters, but different worlds.
Most memorable song of yours?
Oh, that's tough. I've had some wonderful songs, especially in romantic tracks. I've had such a great relationship with all the music labels, and whenever I've done a music for Z, for Mission Majnu or Sony or T Series, it's lived longer. And recently, like Kala Chashma has come back as a trend. All of America and is jumping and dancing on it. It feels great. We have a lovely romantic track in Mission Majnu, which I'm pretty excited about. So looking forward to that one.
Any memorable co-star?
Memorable co-star. Wow, there's so many. Starting from my first, Varun and Alia, we will always be special because we all started our first day of shoot, first song, first everything, first release date, and we actually missed celebrating 10 years. So let's see, maybe that is due, and we'll celebrate our 10 years of Student of the Year.
Okay, so SOTY, your debut stars the most special. Finally, any learning or any sort of advice you'll give to the young Sidharth Malhotras, future Sidharth Malhotras watching you, hoping to be like you in 10 years from now?
I think just for sure, I think there's so much that at so many points in your career that when I came to Bombay, there was so much anxiety and not knowing what you're going to do, where you're going to work, or I think to have faith. Sometimes fear takes over. There's so much fear. I have no place to stay in Bombay. I have no job as an actor. I'm assisting in this film, but who knows if I get a film or not. So you're constantly trying to look at the future. If I would have given my younger self an advice, would be to stay at present and enjoy those moments. Now I miss being an assistant director in those times and kind of just being on set and having that chaos and madness and hard work all the time. And now I'm in front of the camera. I have to do different kind of work. Maybe to have more faith and less fear.
Okay. Finally, before we wrap up, Mission Majnu, big 2023 release. It's a new year. Your expectations for 2023? Any new year resolutions or thoughts for the year ahead?
Well, I'm excited to launch my teaser first in my hometown, New Delhi, at India Gate, for a film like Mission Majnu on Vijay Divas in December 1st. And I think the starting year starts with this mission on the 20th of Jan on Netflix. So hopefully that is accomplished, and with that positive note, and the year which comes through with other releases, whether it's Yodha or Indian Police Force, it will set the tone for the year. So super excited to be here in Delhi and launch the teaser.
New Year resolutions?
New Year resolutions.
Or do you not make them?
I don't make them. I think we're constantly changing. Every film, every month, every year, it keeps changing. Maybe to have content which I can produce.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sidharth Malhotra, and congratulations on 10 years in the movies. And here's hoping for many more years, successful years ahead as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Cheers.
for joining us. All the best for Mission Majnu.
Thank you.